Hi guys, welcome back to Nichful Thinking. My name is Nichelle, Ohshells on all social media, and this podcast is all about what I be thinking. Today is January 20th. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day only. Today, I've been thinking a lot, and I've been scrolling a lot, and I feel like I low-key disappointed myself. I'm like, girl, get off of social media. Like, this episode is coming out so late, A, because I still need to figure out the proper recording schedule for myself. But B, I have been chronically online just looking at all the foolishness that's been happening. I have committed myself to really unplugging, disengaging, and making sure that I have the knowledge that I need, but I'm also taking the actions that I need to be taking. In this episode, we'll touch really quickly on we'll touch on a little bit of everything. What have I been thinking about? Let's start off with Martin Luther King Jr. So I saw this post on TikTok and I thought it was really, really dope. This young lady, she started quoting just different quotes that we never hear from Martin Luther King Jr. And I wanted to play it for you guys today.
Here are 5 MLK quotes that you won't see politicians posting today. Number 1. Capitalism has outlived its usefulness. This country has socialism for the rich, rugged individualism for the poor. Number 2. We must see now that the evils of racism, economic exploitation, and militarism are all tied together. You can't get rid of one without getting rid of the others. Number 3. We have deluded ourselves into believing the myth that capitalism grew and prospered out of the Protestant ethic of hard work and sacrifices. The fact is that capitalism was built on the exploitation and suffering of Black slaves and continues to thrive on the exploitation of the poor, both Black and white, both here and abroad. Number 4. I am now convinced that the simplest approach will prove to be the most effective. The solution to poverty is to abolish it directly by a now widely discussed measure, the guaranteed income. And number 5, a nation that feels it can solve its problems only by building up military defenses and going to war is ultimately a nation approaching spiritual death. America must learn that to gain the world and lose its soul is the greatest of all dangers.
We have overcome so much in this country, but as you know, and as a lot of us have seen, a lot of that is being taken away, a lot of that is being walked back. And I just want to reiterate, please, 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 please hold on to your peace, hold on to your joy, make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do for your self development. This podcast is rooted in self development, and this is something that I literally had to like peel myself off the floor and like remind myself not to get sucked into the vortex of mess. A lot of what you're going to see this in these coming 4 years, shoot, tomorrow, today, the next day, even over this weekend with this whole TikTok ban, like you're going to see a lot of powerful people, the Elon Musks of the world, the Trumps of the world, freaking Bezos, etc., do a lot of performative things to try to trick your mind into doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. They're going to want you to be programmed and normalize all of these different actions. I even saw Elon Musk doing some type of hand movement that reminds me a lot of the Germans, of the Romans. I don't know what we are in for, but I know we're in for a ride. So be at where your feet at, like I've said in other episodes, and make sure that you are digesting and consuming content and information that is also designed to help you. I've dedicated this next month. We're about to be in February. We're not in February yet, but in these next months to really get back on my Zoom. Like I've talked about the winter arc and like setting a goal, sticking to it, really proving to yourself that you can overcome your mind and really be the person that you keep envisioning, that you keep fantasizing about. Currently, I have been packing, not enough. I need to pack a little bit more, but she's moving. I'm going to be in a different environment. I'm really, really excited about that. Even the way that the layout of this new apartment is going to be, the colors around me, just like the natural light that I'm going to be getting, just re-solidifying myself, staying in the same county, but just like reorganizing. Even my zip code's going to be different. Like just everything will be fresh, will be new, will be different. If you know me, I love fresh, I love new things. So I'm really excited about that. I'm focused on that right now. But in the month of February, I'm going to be extra serious about this podcast, about making sure my visuals are on point, about being a palate cleanser, if you will, on social media. I teeter totter back and forth between wanting to be, I don't want to be tone deaf, right? I want to be mindful of what's happening right in our faces around the world, but also right in this country, right in these states, right in your town, right next door to you. Like burying your head in the sand is not the way, but I also want to balance that out with still living my life. Like me being joyful, happy, clapping in the midst of evil and destruction around you, that it makes the devil mad, child. It makes the devil mad when you smile anyway. So definitely making sure that I have that healthy balance. But I'm not going to hold you. I'm leaning way more on the side of joy, prosperity, peace, tranquility. That's what a lot of people need right now. And I've said it in previous episodes, but everyone needs love, right? That's what everyone's really after. That's what everyone really needs. It's healing, and me existing is already revolutionary. So definitely just reminding myself, like, Nichelle, you're empathetic, you're extremely sensitive to everything that's going on right now and in general in life. Like I've always been that person. um I feel a lot, but I cannot allow that. Like I have to have boundaries. I have to have boundaries with myself. Let's talk about TikTok, right? So TikTok was banned, quote unquote banned. If you're watching on YouTube, then you'll be able to see all my facial expressions and like pick up what I'm putting down. But we got these notices, and everyone knows, like, it was just so contrived and so like such an attempt of a brainwashing. I think the government knows exactly what they're doing. Some of the things that were spoken about today in the inauguration, and just all of the reporters online and people just trying to push out all the information that they can, talking about mass deportations in major cities. I'm talking Dallas, Houston, Chicago, New York, etc. So be mindful of your rights and understand what you can and cannot do. Is essentially what I'm getting at. Do not think because it's not you today that it will not be you tomorrow. And for those of us, again, that did what we needed to do in November, protect your peace. Be mindful, help where you can, but protect your peace at all costs. Okay? Okay, I'm off of that. But yeah, so yeah, the band was like eerie. It was so weird. I got back on TikTok, obviously. I said in the beginning of the podcast where I was just scrolling. And it's a new app. It's a new app. I feel like somebody said it. They were like, if I feels like I left my drink at the bar, went to the bathroom, came back, and there was a man sitting there just rubbing his nose, kind of staring at me like, oh yeah, your drink, everything's fine. It's the same drink. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It feels laced. The algorithm feels laced. The timelines feel laced. Like everything just feels off, different. There was no lives for like the first few hours of the day. And then I started seeing a few like it's just weird. It's a weird energy. We're not dumb. And yeah, I'll leave that where it's at. But definitely, with that being said, I'm gonna do a little shameless plug. If you're not watching this on YouTube, go to Ohshells. It's again Ohshells on all social media, OHSHELLS, and watch this video on YouTube. I will have it out at the end of the week. I'm getting again, your girl gotta tighten up her schedule. She gotta tighten up her routine. So give me grace, give me time. But I will have this video out so you can get a little visual. You could see the beat, you could see, what she looks like. But yeah, definitely follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. Those are the two platforms that I'm going to be doubling down on this year. I've also been thinking about Twitch. Do the girls like Twitch? I feel like I need some like other, I guess, escapisms that will also reap beautiful benefits. So I'm thinking about getting on Twitch and like doing my thing over there. I already have an account. It's a faceless account. It has like 2 followers right now. So yeah, if you feel called, definitely go ahead and follow me on those platforms. Outside of that, what else have I been thinking about? Yeah, last thing that I want to say, I don't want this episode to be too long. I do have plans. I am deciding to get outside and to be a human being. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about documentation. I say that a lot when I bring up the topic of journaling. Like, you want to document your life. You want to document how you feel right now. You want to document what's going on in the world around you. It's giving Anne Frank. It's giving, let's write these things down, because history, they will try to rewrite history like they've done before. They will literally make things out of nothing, and they will bury what they want to bury. They will blame things on AI. They will tell you you are crazy. Date that page and get to writing, baby. Start downloading things. I've been looking up different hard drives that I want to buy and like start transferring things over there. We're in a technological age, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's also opened up new opportunities for hacking and deletion. I mean, even with them snatching TikTok off of our servers here in the States, like, it goes to show if they want to, they will, they can, and they'll do what they need to do to make sure those pockets stay fat. So yeah, start documenting. Make sure you write everything down. I journaled a little bit today. It kind of put a little fire under my ass, even where I'm like, girl, write down what's going on right now. Say their names. Put it on the page. Educate your friends. I was on the phone with one of my friends, and she had no clue what I was talking about. I was like, "Did you not see this and that?" I said, "You know what? Let me just reel it back, just so you're aware. This is what's going on. Let's talk to our neighbors and let's document, 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 document. It's more important than ever." Okay. But yeah, those are the main things that I've been thinking about. I have, again, this week into next week, I think these next 2 weeks, I'm basically in this transition, physically, like environmentally, that is taking up a lot of my energy. I still, again, work. So I just want to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row. I'm prepared for tax season. I'm the car, like everything, make sure your car is registered, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm doing all those things right now so that going into February, I feel fresh. I can see spring on the horizon, and I can hit the pavement a bit harder in the next month. So this month, this year has already started off very intensely. So if you take nothing else from this episode, protect your peace. Make sure that you are documenting how you feel. You're documenting what's going on in the world. You're documenting the economy. A lot of financial quote unquote gurus are chatting about the financial state of this country just plummeting. Educate yourself on what these plans are for this next administration, because it's actually scary as hell. But it's good to know, to be aware, understand your options. I know a lot of people are talking about ways to get about this country, do all of those things. And also for people who are like, oh my God, TikTok's back, I was going to get my life together. We can still get our lives together. PSA. We can still get our lives together. You can still read that book. You can still take that yoga class. You can still go outside. You can still disengage and unplug. For those of you who are usually on the front lines, this is not saying don't, talk about things, don't dedicate your life to what you are called to do, but protect yourself and take care of yourself. Like, those are things that we cannot forget. Me, girl, I'm gonna get real, real, real serious about the 24 hours that God has given me each and every single day. I'm gonna get real, real, real into me, I see, if you will. Like, it requires a lot of energy to stay happy and joyful in the face of adversity. And this is not something that I'm not used to. A lot of Black women, I know you're out there thinking the same thing, Black and brown women, Black and brown men, like, really be clear. Don't be clear. Be mindful. Understand that you are being monitored. You are being watched. You are, protected. You are also loved and highly favored. And that's not something that you should take for granted, but be mindful. Okay. Be mindful. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys this week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put it down below. Make sure that if you're listening on any platforms like Apple or Spotify, please rate your girl with 5 stars. Comment. It definitely helps boost the episodes, boost the podcast. And if you're on YouTube, hey boo, make sure you're subscribed. Hi, Muffin. Thank you so much. Follow me on my socials. They'll all be tagged below. My website is tagged below as well, so you can get connected and know where you can find your girl. But yeah, that's about the highlights. Okay. Love you. Mean it. See you guys next week. Bye.